Alright, guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about how we get 100 plus paid subs from TikTok Live. So TikTok Live is something that I think a lot of people really sleep on, especially now. And I think it's a very, very good way to get a lot of subs. It's one of those things that you can't really do every single day. Obviously, you can try to do every single day, but it won't work as good every single day. Same as any organic platform. It's kind of 50-50 whether the live goes viral or not. Not every live you do, even if you have a good idea, it won't always do well. It's just something that you gotta keep trying to do, and like a few times a week, maybe twice, maybe three times, it'll do really well, and you'll make a lot of money from it. But like I said, it won't always do good. Later in the video, I'm gonna be talking or giving an example about a funnel we do that has worked very well for us. Um, I won't be going into complete full details of exactly what we did. I talked about that in the private group, so if you want to join the private group, that will be in the description of this video. But yeah, so before I talk about live completely, I do want to say some people might be curious why I'm not really talking about TikTok in general. Main reason for that is because TikTok doesn't really work the way it used to. I do think if or when TikTok does get banned, like it's meant to be apparently, I think when that happens, depending on how they ban it, like if it stays on people's phones without again, like automatically removed, it's just people can't download it. I think when that happens, there will be potential to do TikTok again because there'll be less competition. Um, but if that does happen, I'll make a video on that later in the future. But for now, what we do is literally live. We don't do TikTok for the sake of posting. We do it for lives only. So yeah, first of all, requirements: a model should have a good phone, not be scared to be creative, and talk well to the camera. If your model's not really comfortable with it, she's shy. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, like shy girls is a niche within itself, but if she's not entertaining at all, you're not gonna do well with lives, obviously, right? Other than 1,000 followers on TikTok, it's not really a requirement, but obviously you need to be creative. If you're not creative with this, it's not gonna do good. With any organic platform, you need to be creative, otherwise you can't expect to go viral. Now, as for 1,000 followers, what we personally do is we buy accounts ready for live. So we have a pretty good supplier. Obviously, if you do your own research, you can find one. But yeah, we buy accounts ready for live that already have 1,000, and we just give them all the account. She logs in. We wait around 12 hours. Can't just let it sit for a bit on her phone, and then we start the live or whenever she's ready. Or you can build up the account to 1,000. Either you can do this or she can do it by just literally posting a bit. After a few days, maybe a week, depending on how well it goes, you should have 1,000. Now, good times to do the live around 8 to 10 p.m. Whether it's UK or US time or just nighttime in general. Um, the reason for that is simply just because obviously, like timing doesn't really matter. Obviously, there's always gonna be people that might join your live, but a lot of the time, if you're doing that during nighttime, um, it's gonna be a lot easier to kind of convert people to OF because people finish work. That's kind of when they want to relax and maybe have some fun with a model, stuff like that during the afternoon, nighttime. So during this type of time, doing a live, in my opinion, does work best. But like I said, timing does it's not like if you do it earlier, it's not the end of the world. It can still work, but this is just what I'd recommend. Now, as for the outfit, obviously TikTok is very strict, so be careful what you decide to do. I'd recommend doing your own research sort of and just seeing what other people are doing, so you kind of understand what you can do. But in general, obviously depending on niche, what your model's niche is, you kind of want to do something like that. If she's a gym girl, yoga girl, something like that, you want to do clothing like that. But overall, it should be revealing enough to get attention. But obviously, you never actually want to show like see-through clothing or like clothing that literally has like nudity with it. So it's like there's a hole or a nipple or something like that. And tight clothing is good. That works really well. Dresses, stuff like that work pretty good as well. And costumes. Costumes is one that I would really, really recommend to try out, depending on like what your model looks like. Costumes are very good. Um, Now live stream ideas, you should do your own research and see what is working. Be creative and testing. So, like I kind of mentioned, with live stream ideas, like what you should be doing on the live stream, it depends on your niche as well. A few others are playing games, talking to a live chat, yoga, dancing, ASMR, and then this is what I was gonna say here is hyping up live to funnel to IG live and then to OF live. So I'll talk about it in a second. But overall, for ideas, it really depends. Like at the time, things work sometimes, things don't work sometimes. If too many girls start to do it, it'll stop working. So you gotta just be creative and figure your stuff out by yourself. Do some research, see what other girls are doing, and add your own twist to it. That's basically what we did. Because we saw a girl do what we did very similarly. So basically, what we did was we ordered a costume for our model. She was wearing it. It's like a very tight costume, and then she'd go on TikTok live and she'd just sit there, literally just talking to a chat at first, right? Once we saw there's a lot of people, we'd then say, guys, at 100k likes, I'll turn on cam 2, like camera 2, and like we basically show her twerking, but her ass is like not facing the TikTok camera, but there's another camera behind her. Now, obviously, there's not actually a camera 2. You know, if you were to twerk on live, you'd most likely get banned or the live would get restricted. But we just put a second camera slash phone behind her to make it look like there's actually a cam 2. And then we say, guys, at cam 2, at 100k likes, I'll turn on the cam 2. And then everyone will start spamming slash cam 2 in the chat. Everyone will start spam liking. And obviously, the more interaction your live gets, the more it gets pushed out. So that's what we did. And then once we reached a certain amount of viewers, like around 2k viewers, we then would say, cam 2 is on my IG. Like we didn't say do cam 2 in the chat. We'd just say, or like the model would say, the cam 2 is on my IG. I'm going live on IG right now. Check my profile, you'll find it there. So then everyone would go to her IG to see the camera 2 where she's actually twerking to the camera. And then after literally around 5 minutes, we'd say on the TikTok live, guys, I'm ending the TikTok live. Everyone go to my IG, go now. Cam 2 is on there. And then on the IG live, we'd literally do the live for about 5 minutes on IG live, basically just promoting that we're going to do an OF live. So the model would twerk, and then she would say, I'm going to be doing exactly this, but naked on my OF. I'm going to go live on my OF now. Everyone go sub to my OF, and I'll go live. And then obviously on the OF live, we'd do a bunch of different things basically to get more tips out of everyone. But that's basically what we do. But yeah, like I said, creativity is literally your best friend with this whole TikTok live thing. And now some people may be curious. I'm gonna quickly mention it. Doing like a pre-record to live, in my opinion, is not worth it anymore. Especially if you want to really go viral. Like obviously, if you want to just get 100 viewers and get a few extra subs a day, then sure, do it. You know, obviously, I'm not saying it doesn't work at all, but actually having the model actually sit there live, real time, will work 10 times better. So yeah. And yeah, overall, good lighting, angles, room slash background is key as well. You know, you can't expect your model to be laying in bed with a vape in her hand, in a dark room, and to get thousands of viewers. You know, you have to have good lighting, you have to have good angles where it shows just enough for people to really see, like, you know, want to watch and sit there, but also not enough to get you banned or restricted. And of course, room slash background. You know, if she's on a nice bed with good lighting, the room looks tidy, then that is good. But yeah. Now, as for funneling, include a clear CTA to your IG in live, the live description in the bio, and on you can also put a text on the screen sometimes. We've had experiences before where we think the text does stop pushing your video out or your live out as much. So we don't recommend doing this too much. Like usually what we do is we tell the model like, okay, once you have reached like a peak amount of viewers for a long set of time, like I don't know, 2k viewers, put it on the screen to convert as many as people as possible, or tell her to do it at the end of the live. So like, you know, it doesn't matter if it stops getting pushed out, but at least then everyone that's still in the live for the last few minutes will see the IG clearly on their screen. So that's pretty much what we do. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Like overall, TikTok Live is pretty simple, but you know, obviously it's an organic platform, so it's not guaranteed you'll go viral every single time. We only go viral like once or twice a week. Like we test it out quite a lot, but then it doesn't work every time. It is a 50-50. You can't give up. If you give up with it, it's just not gonna work. Obviously you can get lucky and it'll work very first try, but most of the time it doesn't. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys learned something from that. Like I said, a lot more in-depth info on TikTok Live is in the group. So if you guys do want to join that, we're doing Christmas calls this month. Right now, we're doing 12 calls every single day this month. Right now, we're on day 5. The day that this is uploaded, the 20th of December, is day 5. We're doing a Reddit call today at 8 p.m. UK time, GMT. So there's a bit more calls to go, and each call's recorded. So if you join late to the calls, you can watch them back. We've already done Twitter, Threads, and dating apps, and Instagram. And today we're doing Reddit. So yeah, if you guys do want to get inside, everything is in the description. You can see all the info about the group. And yeah,